Aryna Sabalenka now alongside Serena Williams and Martina Navratilova in elite WTA club. Aryna Sabalenka has reached another milestone in her career, kicking off her 80th week as the world number 1 and joining an exclusive group of WTA players who have done the same. Sabalenka hit the mark just ahead of Indian Wells, where she is going into the tournament as the top seed. The Belarusian star has a challenging draw at Indian Wells, but still sits among the top picks to come away with a win in California. She heads into Indian Wells with a bit more confidence now that she has become just the 11th player to reach 80 weeks at number 1. Aryna Sabalenka hits 80 weeks as world number 1. Since the WTA rankings began in 1975, only 10 players had reached that mark before her. Now Sabalenka's name sits alongside legends like Steffi Graf and Martina Navratilova. She is also just the 6th player this century to do it, joining a group that includes Serena Williams, Justine Henin, Ashley Barty and current rival Iga Swiatek. Lindsay Davenport, who spent 98 weeks at number 1 during her career, is next on the list for Sabalenka to catch. WTA Top 10 rankings before Indian Wells begins. The WTA Tour has now moved into the Sunshine Swing, kicking off with the Merida Open and ATX Open. Cristina Buxa took the title in Mexico, while Peyton Stearns won in Austin, Texas. Attention now shifts to 2 straight WTA 1000 events, Indian Wells and then the Miami Open. Mira Andreeva is returning as defending champion in California, while Sabalenka won the Miami title last year. The two players also met in last year's Indian Wells final, where Andreeva rallied from a set down to beat Sabalenka 2-6, 6-4, 6-3. That win made Andreeva just the 3rd youngest champion at Indian Wells, behind only Martina Hingis and Serena Williams. The Russian was only 17 at the time and had also defeated Iga Swiatek on her way to the title. The win came not long after her breakthrough victory at Dubai. Power, presence, and the roar. Aryna Sabalenka's place in tennis immortality. On certain afternoons, when the sun hangs high over a packed stadium and the air trembles with expectation, tennis transcends sport. It becomes theater, thunder, and testimony. In this rarefied arena now stands Aryna Sabalenka, her name echoing alongside giants like Serena Williams and Martina Navratilova, icons who reshaped the landscape of the WTA Tour with dominance, defiance, and unapologetic force. To speak of Sabalenka in the same breath as Serena and Navratilova is not merely statistical alignment. It is a recognition of aura, of presence, of the unmistakable shift in gravity when a player walks onto court and carries not just a racket, but an era. The architecture of power. Serena Williams built her legend on explosive athleticism and an indomitable will. Her serve was not simply a shot, it was a declaration. Martina Navratilova revolutionized the sport with her attacking artistry, fitness revolution, and relentless pursuit of excellence across decades. She made the net her kingdom and longevity her crown. Sabalenka, in her own seismic way, represents the next chapter in that lineage of power. Her game is constructed like a modern cathedral of aggression, high-velocity serves, ferocious ground strokes, and a backhand that detonates across the baseline. Yet what distinguishes her is not only brute force. It is evolution. Earlier in her career, critics questioned her control, her double faults, her emotional volatility. But elite company demands adaptation. And Sabalenka adapted. She rebuilt her serve. She re-engineered her mindset. She transformed frustration into fuel. Where once there was raw power, there is now calibrated destruction. The roar as signature. Every legend has a sound. Navratilova had the crisp punctuation of volley winners. Serena had the primal "come on" that shook Arthur Ashe Stadium. Sabalenka has her roar, a visceral, unapologetic eruption that follows a blistering winner. That roar is not theatrics. It is release. It is identity. In it lives the pressure of expectations, the scrutiny of global attention, and the personal battles fought away from the spotlight. It reverberates as both challenge and celebration, announcing that she is not merely participating in history, she is shaping it. Crossing into elite territory. The WTA has always been a crucible of champions, But there exists a rare tier where numbers become narrative. Multiple Grand Slam titles. Weeks atop the rankings. Commanding performances on the sport's grandest stages. Serena redefined what dominance looked like in the Open era, amassing 23 Grand Slam singles titles and transforming women's tennis into must-watch primetime drama. Navratilova collected 18 singles majors and an astonishing combined total across singles and doubles that may never be equaled, while pioneering athletic professionalism. Sabalenka's ascent into this elite club signals more than trophy accumulation. It signals consistency under suffocating expectation. It signals the ability to win not once, but repeatedly, on hard courts blazing beneath Melbourne skies and on other global stages where history watches closely. Her breakthrough Grand Slam triumphs did not arrive as fleeting sparks. They marked a shift, a coronation, a declaration that she was no longer a contender with potential, but a champion with permanence. Strength beyond the baseline. Comparisons to Serena and Navratilova inevitably stretch beyond strokes and statistics. Serena battled societal barriers, redefined body image in tennis, and carried cultural significance that transcended sport. Navratilova, after defecting from Czechoslovakia, became a symbol of courage, advocacy, and longevity, later emerging as a powerful voice for equality. Sabalenka's journey is etched with its own complexities. Competing amid geopolitical tensions tied to her Belarusian nationality, she has navigated scrutiny that few athletes her age have faced. Press conferences became minefields. Neutral flags replaced national ones. The emotional weight of global politics hovered over post-match interviews. Yet within those constraints, she has remained focused, composed, and fiercely competitive. Greatness is not forged in comfort. It is revealed in resistance. The modern game's vanguard. If Navratilova ushered in an era of supreme fitness and Serena embodied athletic dominance, Sabalenka represents the hypermodern synthesis of pace, power, and precision. Today's tennis is faster, margins are thinner, rallies are punishing. Sabalenka thrives in this velocity. Her forehand can end points in 3 strokes. Her backhand, once prone to risk, is now a weapon of surgical aggression. And her movement, often overlooked, has grown more elastic and anticipatory, allowing her to transition from defense to offense in a heartbeat. This is not inherited greatness. It is engineered through repetition, resilience, and relentless self-examination. Composure as the final frontier. The most striking transformation in Sabalenka's career has been mental. In earlier seasons, matches could unravel in flurries of double faults and visible frustration. But elite company demands emotional economy. Serena mastered it, staring down breakpoints with chilling calm. Navratilova refined it across decades, adjusting tactics mid-match with cerebral clarity. Sabalenka's recent performances reveal that same interior steel. Now, when pressure peaks at 5-5 in a deciding set, her eyes steady rather than flicker. Her service motion remains deliberate. Her roar comes not from desperation but command.